Sorry, I was sucking white stuff off my finger.
Oh my god.
We got sandwiches.
Oh.
But we're in the car.
It's a chocolate sandwich.
Oh my god!
Today's topic.
Drum roll.
Spooky. Paranormal, our own spooky experiences.
I
Or spooky experiences
I'm about to,
we've
like,
heard
make a
from people.
mess.
But actually, welcome back to the Swagcast. I'm Cha0tic Zone.
I'm Gray.
Ultra, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Ultra. Rah. Ultra chaotic.
Wow.
Rah.
You know, the last time we tried to film an episode like
Oh! Yeah.
this, we saw something like fly. Well, I saw something like fly across the room. You guys only heard it. I saw like this white, like little dot, like fly across the room from like where we were towards like the camera,
Yeah.
and then suddenly there was just a boom,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like this bit of cardboard falling on the ground, and we tried to recreate making that sound, but it just didn't.
But
We couldn't figure out how. And then it goes to get edited, and the footage is just gone.
it's just not there anymore.
It just doesn't exist.
I spent quite some time trying to find it. Like, seriously, because it was recorded on my laptop. And it was recorded, and it was my turn to edit. So I was going back to, like, find it and everything so I could edit it. And it just disappeared.
Yeah, and then there's a kind of similar story. Just the day we recorded my birthday episode. So just last week. It was right after we dropped this one off because this one couldn't spend the night.
At work.
Yeah, you had work in the morning. And so
I just dropped my lettuce.
we're like back at my house,
Oh, no.
and you see something. I don't know if I don't know if you saw something. You're the one that I didn't notice anything. This is all you. You go ahead.
Shit, my Coke. When?
My birthday, after we dropped Gray off.
I don't know. When we dropped Gray off, when we got back, I had, like, the worst headache. Like, it was very bad when we got back. And then I was explaining to you that, like, halfway through that episode, I watched something in your room fall.
But the thing is, a lot of the time when we were filming that episode, nothing happens in my house.
Yeah, nothing happens in your house, which is really weird. Maybe it's me.
Probably it's you.
It's you. You're
Yeah.
the problem. It's you.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just
Yeah, and you seem to have this thing where you don't tell me you've seen something spooky in my house until way after it's already happened.
because I don't want to freak you out. I don't want to make you scared to live in your house. I don't want you to be like, oh shit, I gotta move. You saw some shit?
Yeah, first it was we were on a call,
Oh yeah.
and I went to like go to the bathroom, and then I get back, and you're like, hey, yeah, I saw something by your closet move. Like it just moved, and I was like, sorry.
I see shit all the time. It's a very for me.
Start off with the bang and tell the story you tried to tell last episode that ties into the video deletion.
Oh yeah.
It's just fucking terrifying. I'm kind of hesitant to talk about it again on camera. Because I don't want to lose this footage too.
You can't see me.
You
can see my shorts though.
Like, forever ago, me and one of my old friends were sleeping in my basement, and we were really into Sam and Colby at the time.
Your basement's scary.
What?
Your basement's scary.
It is scary. It's
It's a
terrifying.
little scary.
I don't like sleeping in there. We were really into Sam and Colby, and one of the things that they did when they went to the Queen Mary was they played this thing called the card game.
Which we have played a few times now.
I played once. No, technically, I think it was twice that same night where I did it the first time.
So we were like, haha, we have a deck of cards.
And
Let's
we did it
play.
once at their house, once at my house.
Yep.
We're like, haha, it'd be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. So we did it. Worst mistake of my life. You know, we make contact with stuff and shit happens and we're like, oh, okay, let's stop. My cat starts freaking out and she's like, your footsteps upstairs. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's my parents, maybe it's my brother. Can't be the cat because the cat's downstairs with us. Sorry, I was sucking white stuff off my finger.
Oh my god.
So we hear footsteps and I'm like, okay, maybe it's my parents. Let me go upstairs and check. I'll record on my phone. So that way if there isn't anything there, we can go back and watch the footage.
Oh, I got lettuce everywhere.
I think I got sauce everywhere.
I get upstairs. Nobody's awake. They're all in their rooms. All of the lights are out. There is no one who would have made that, like, those sounds. Those footsteps. I was recording and I got done and I'm like, okay, I didn't see anything. I'm gonna go back down and tell my friend what happened. So we're freaking out and we're like, let's not watch the footage because what if there is something there? Like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
So probably after an hour, we build up the courage to, and we watch it, and there's like a figure in the mirror and a face in the corner. That wasn't there when I saw it, and it's like in front of the flash because I had a flash on, so I couldn't see.
You can see me now. I was hiding in the dark,
and like you couldn't see the flash through the figure in front of me, and it was like really freaky. And then I'm like, okay, let's go upstairs, try to recreate it so we can like debunk it because no fucking way that happened.
Yeah, because that's what like the first thing your brain tries to do is be like, okay, this is how this could have happened because no way, that was actually a ghost.
Because we're just like, no fucking shot that actually happened. That's fake. Let's go figure it out. We tried. Nothing fucking worked. We couldn't recreate it like at all. No matter what we did, it was still just like not right.
Yeah.
Like not even close. And we're like, okay, whatever. Let's go to sleep. Pretend it never happened. We'll tell my dad in the morning. We go to show my dad the footage. It's fucking gone.
Oh, it's weird.
It's just not there anymore. And we like searched everywhere and we're like, oh well, let's check your phone. Maybe I sent it to you. Nope. It was nowhere to be found. We couldn't find it anywhere. Damn. So not last episode, but the one episode that wasn't supposed to happen.
The Walton Files.
The Walton Files wasn't supposed to be that episode. No, it
just happens to have 48 views.
Our most viewed one.
Yeah.
We have to transfer over because this one's storage. So if the lighting or camera angle is different, that's why.
Okay.
That was when I used to live by a hospital in my old house. And, my brother was just born like 9 years ago. But,
gross.
Yeah. But no, my brother was just born and I was there with my mom, spending the night with her at the hospital for, I don't know, some reason. I don't know. I think it was just me and my mom. I think my dad was there. I don't remember. But I, woke up in the middle of the night and I just had the urge to, open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't need to open the door, but I'm just going to do it anyways.
I just want to take a peek.
So then I don't remember. But I want to say, I opened the door and, I heard something. It could always just be, a worker.
Yeah.
But, it's dark and I'm, 8 years old. So my brain was like, ooh, spooky. But yeah, that was just really it.
Do you want to hear about... What story do you want to hear from me next?
I don't know. I got one of the dishes.
I was going to tell him. I forgot.
But, no, because when I talked about this, you guys were like, that's freaky. And then I always thought it was just a normal thing my house did.
Yeah, I don't think that's a normal thing houses
Well,
should do.
But you know, like, I mean, I live by a hospital, so it's like it could be just old people that died
Yeah.
or young people, whatever.
People.
Back to the conversation. Oh, anyways, but you know, I lived by like a hospital, so you know, just like the spirits of like the dead people. And then every like night or something, whenever we did the dishes, for some reason the dishes would like cling and like you'd hear the dishes move on the drying rack.
You didn't try to tell this story last time.
I don't know.
I don't remember this.
But like you would like hear like the dishes move when like two plates would hit next to each other.
Bro's like, I'm getting out of here.
No,
Bro still got the seatbelt on.
I'm wearing it out. It's hot as balls.
But you know, I'd always try to like. But yeah, I'd hear the dishes cling, and I always thought it was just a normal thing.
No.
Dishes don't do that, buddy.
Because you know, I just always thought it was, you know, like the water is like slipping, you know, like oh, they're like falling because they're wet. That was my logic.
No.
But now that I just realized that I just say it, it's just like.
Typically, that happens.
So it's like,
Oh.
oh.
No, typically that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's actually not normal.
Mm-hmm.
So dishes would just randomly clang, maybe like every night or every other night.
Yeah, that doesn't... dishes aren't supposed to normally clang, buddy.
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk about how I see people, or do you want me to talk about how shit gets thrown at me? Seeing people is fun.
I don't see people. I, like, feel people.
I hear.
I see. Oh my god.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Because there was this one time where I heard like one of my like dead family members say my name one time.
I
think I saw that
I
before.
hear in the way that not, like, physically hear, but, like, I get the vibes.
Yeah.
Like, there was one time, I don't know what the fuck was going on, but like,
I like, just know.
I was like, oh, it's like such a casual thing too. Like, it doesn't even freak me out that much. And I'll just bring it up to my mom just like casually, like, hey, by the way, there's a dude sitting in Dad's chair in the kitchen.
And your mom's just like,
And my mom's like, excuse me, what the fuck? And I'm just like, yeah, there's just, he's chilling. He ain't doing much. He's just sitting there. He's just sitting there. Like, I'll see, there was this one time, I literally, like, my dad sits at the front of the table. He's at, like, the head of the table.
Because he's the man. No,
Because I guess that's, like, the proper thing. And I was walking down the hallway, like, from my bedroom to the living room to go talk to my mama.
Yeah.
And I had to, like, take a double take. Because I'm like, what the fuck? Because there was this dude, and he was sitting in my dad's chair, and he had, like, a green shirt and, like, jeans.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, like, green. It was, like
a sage green.
like a sage,
It was like a dark.
kind of dark green.
Like a neutrally.
Like, he was just sitting there. And I'm like, oh, he ain't bugging
like
me.
that green.
Yeah. Like, he wasn't bugging us or anything. He was just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, whatever, cool. And then I, like, turned back to make sure that it wasn't my dad.
Yeah.
Because it didn't look like my dad. But I was like, just in case.
Just in case.
And then he just wasn't there again. And I'm like, oh, wonderful. So I tell my mom, and I'm like, yo, Mom. And she's like, what's up? And I'm like, I saw a dude. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, there's a dude in our kitchen. He's just sitting there.
He's just there.
He's just chilling. And she's like, what was he wearing? Was he wearing, like, a uniform or something? Like, trying to figure out who it was. And I'm like, I don't know. Man's is wearing jeans and a green shirt. And she's like, huh.
The amount of times where we go over to your house and I just feel weird.
My house is weird. I swear. Like, we've talked about this before, like, as a group. And, like, with me and, like, my old friends, we're always saying, like, my house is kind of like a hotel.
Like a hot spot for
It's like a hot
spiritual
spot.
activity.
It's like a train station. This is
How
more
that we're
accurate.
like by
Yeah.
trains.
Or by a train track.
Like, that's how I would describe it, I think. Because, like, there's like, a few, like,
Reoccurring ghosts.
reoccurring people, like,
Spirits.
normals. Or, like,
So regulars.
Regulars.
Some ones we've talked to a few times before.
Yeah, they're nice.
There's like
No.
there was a few that are like just pretty much always there, or like you can get in contact really easily with.
I mean, yeah, obviously we're talking about like, oh yeah, we talk to these people, so obviously, you know, obviously we believe in these.
Yeah.
We believe in these dudes and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you don't believe, you're gonna not like a lot of what we say.
Yeah. But like,
Just don't watch the video at this point.
Yeah.
like they'll come in and like some others will just like stop them and be like, yo, I'm here. And I'm like, cool, why? And they're like, peace out. And then they just never come back, and we never see them again, or like hear from them again. And like they'll interact with my family and stuff. Like my dad's had shit thrown at him. I've had my not my music boxes, my snow globes. They just randomly go off. I don't touch them. They don't get touched unless I'm like reorganizing them, or I'm like just putting up a new one. I don't crank them.
But no, I remember
They'll just go off.
the one time when we had a sleepover, and it was like during Halloween, maybe for like your birthday or something.
Yeah, I think it was for your birthday.
Because
Because
we had the
Halloween was
nest.
at my house as well.
Yeah.
I remember we were, asking the cards, and we were like, oh, is this person here? And then there was like a Halloween decoration that your dad put up by the window or something. And like it only moves if there's a sensor thing. It's like a sensor. And like when something, obviously things go by, and we heard it go off. All of us are sitting on the floor in a circle, pretty much. And we're like, did you hear that? I'm like, we did. And I just thought it was like, oh, it's just a decoration. It just randomly goes
But
off.
what's weird is I don't have any memory of that at all.
I don't remember that happening either.
I do not remember that going off at all.
I don't know if you're imagining things or I just have a very bad memory.
I like vividly remember, and we were like, did you hear that? And we're like, yeah. And then you said it, you were like, yeah, that's like really weird. It's like a sensor thing. And then I just like, I'm like, holy shit. What the fuck? And I think I'm gonna just shat myself.
You know what we need to get?
What?
This is gonna
But,
be
like the REM pods.
not only that, but this is gonna be even more creepy. We need to get like a music, like a spirit box,
Stop.
like a motion sensor, like what Sam and Colby have, and it goes and it plays like that creepy ass piano music.
I would
Oh,
actually
Lord.
shit myself.
I would also just
I
shit
would
myself.
go home. No, I'd be too scared to go home. I'd actually like cry in the corner of your living room.
I actually have a shit ton of stuff saved on my phone.
But I mean,
that.
I've got a story from that same night that we were like talking to spirits and shit. And I'm like sat on the floor and we're trying to figure out who we're talking to, and eventually we figure out who it is. And I'm feeling like I'm being like poked. Like it feels like I am being poked in my arm, which that's not like a normal thing. That's not something I typically get when talking to spirits. That was like just that thing.
Yeah.
I don't feel like going more into that story. That's all I'm gonna go into is like it like I could like feel the
like
presence and like it felt like I would be not like all over. It was like one spot, just
Over
like
and over.
not that quick. It was just like womp, 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 and like I could like feel the presence of the person like right next to me.
Sometimes you get the shivers.
It's just like kind of a normal thing. But...
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have that.
Speaking of poking,
I get tingly hands.
yeah, that's like also a normal thing because like when you're doing the card game,
Oh my god.
it specifically says to watch out for like a warmer card or something. But what we've learned from experience is it's just a card that doesn't feel the same. Either it be warmer, colder, or like you just get extra tingles.
I remember the one time where I tried, I think it was the Oracle deck with your moon one.
Yeah.
And it was my first time, I'm like going through the cards, and me and you, and then Percy was on call. And then my hands get really cold from it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like really cold. And the kid was like, I'm not. And then you touched my hand, you're like, holy shit, you're really cold.
Yeah.
And can I say something right now?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like placebo effect because we're talking about feeling stuff, but it literally, like it felt like someone like right here on my arm was like grabbing me like tight, like it was like her.
Don't say that. You're not allowed to say that.
Like I don't know if
I'm
that's
walking
like
home.
actually or if just because I'm Just because we're talking about it.
Let's just say it's because we're talking about it.
Placebo.
I'm on totally.
No negative energies are allowed to follow us home or mess with us here as we talk about this. You do not have our permission.
No, you do not. Fuck off. Spooky bitch.
Okay, well, you're just gonna piss them off by insulting them.
I just cleansed the car. Positive intentions.
Okay, well, we have our windows open, so you probably shouldn't be screaming.
Probably not. Right. I was gonna talk about why I can't sleep with my closet doors closed.
Oh, yes, that's a fun story.
The first time, like, because we didn't live in the house I currently live in forever.
Yeah.
Like, we moved in there when I was, like, halfway through 5th grade or something. We moved in, and, like, for the first, like, month, I slept with my closet doors open. And then one night, my dad closed them. I forget why, but he closed them.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, well, whatever. I'll sleep. Don't need to close. Don't need to have them open or anything.
Yeah.
I wake up. And someone's fucking poking my back. Like, you know how you were getting the arms?
Yeah.
It was like that, but in my back. Like, in the center of my back. And it was, like, really hard and, like, with force and, continuous. It wasn't, like, a few pokes. It was, like, one long-ass poke.
Mm-hmm.
Freaked me out.
Bloated.
Couldn't sleep with my closet doors closed since then. And then there's
and
a few times.
Haven't you also said, like, with your bed specifically, people who have, many people have died in that bed and have been thrown out of said bed?
3 people have died in my bed. My dad has been thrown out of that bed and has been lifted up out of the bed and thrown downstairs while he slept in that bed.
Maybe you just need to get a new mattress.
No, it's the bed frame.
Maybe you just need to get a new bed frame.
And
New purchase. Bed frame.
And then there's also been quite a few times where, like, after that, like, my dad has closed my closet, or, like, my mom will close my closet.
Yeah.
Or, like, my closet doors will just be closed for some reason. And then I sleep, and I just hear a girl crying in my closet.
Oh, we have
Fun.
forks.
Yeah.
That only happens when my closet doors are closed, so I never sleep with them closed anymore. It's scary.
Oh, I just completely remembered, it's not my story, but it's one of your guys' thing.
Why do
you
we
live
have-
by a graveyard.
Oh, yeah.
We
pretzels?
I do have a story, but I'll tell mine first, and then I'll tell you what one I'm thinking about of a you story. So I think it was your birthday again. And it was before we were friends with you. And we're all chilling. We're like, okay, what if we go to the graveyard? What if we, like, go and walk through the graveyard?
I feel like you told me this story, but I could be wrong.
But there was a lot of us that were, like, not having it. We were like, no, that, like, doesn't feel right. We shouldn't go. And we were pretty evenly split on people who wanted to go, people who didn't want to go. And, you know, like, we've been talking, we're, you know, kind of spiritual people. We do that kind of stuff. We had the candle lit. And, you know, it had been normal. And then we started talking about, like, I think we had been talking about, like, or maybe I'd been talking, like, oh, I don't want to go. I don't think we should go. I'm just getting the vibe we shouldn't go. In this candle, the flame, just out of nowhere, gets massive. Like, it went from being, like, this big to, like, this big, this tall. It, like, was not a normal amount. And then what? Then we ended up not even going because we were like, okay, we're going to go to, like, Dollar Tree first because Dollar Tree is also in the area. And so what, there had maybe been, like, 4 of us left. 2 people who wanted to go, no, maybe, like, 5. There had been 5 of us, I think. So there had maybe been, like, 5 of us left. Still pretty evenly split on people who wanted to go. Yeah, so we were still pretty evenly split on people who wanted to go, people who didn't want to go. I think there'd maybe been 3 people. There maybe been 3 people who wanted to go, 2 who didn't. And so, you know, we're at the Dollar Tree now, and 2 of the 3 people that wanted to go ended up getting picked up before we could even make it to the graveyard. Like, and they weren't supposed to be picked up at that time. They weren't supposed to be picked up until way later. But for some reason, whoever was in charge of picking them up was just like, hey, yeah, we're actually just going to pick you up right now.
Yeah. And then we were just like, okay, well, let's just walk home then.
Like ass. It's
Yeah.
trash in your car.
Oh, I got a whiff of that. Jesus Christ.
And then there was like...
So yeah,
the
so then
other
it was left to 2 people that didn't want to go and 1 person who did. So we were like, okay, well now the people who don't want to go outweigh the people who do. So let's just not go.
And then on our way home, a few other people got picked up.
No.
Yeah.
There was 5 of us. Only 2 people got picked up. 3 of us were left.
I don't know. Anyway, what's your other story?
It was, I wasn't there for it, but you have told me about it. In the graveyard,
The one with
pinwheel.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Do
Or
I
no?
want to talk about that?
Was this the one you told me about? When we went to the graveyard that one time?
Probably.
Okay.
If you don't want to, if you are too freaked out to talk about it, you don't got to talk about it.
If you want to talk about it, you can talk about it.
I don't really know much about it.
I'm not going to go like too much into detail, but me and my friend, again, it was around the same time period when we were like
Really into it.
really into it, and we played the card game like 24/7. It was just a super common thing for us. We went to
Honey buns.
our local graveyard, and there was this one grave. All of the grass, all of the plants, everything around it was dead. And we were just like, okay, well, whatever. Let's figure out what's going on. So we like tried a bunch of different ways, but nothing was working.
Yeah, because it is like a common thing in like spiritual stuff that plants can like absorb like that kind of energy and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're very sensitive to that. So if it's all dead,
All of it.
that's not a good sign.
And it was only that area too. Like there's other like graves around it, but it was only that area that was dead. And we're just like, okay, that's weird. So for some reason, we were just like, let's try to communicate with this thing.
Which is fucking beyond me why you would do that.
I don't know. I wouldn't do that now, but for some reason, me back then was just like, fuck yeah, let's do this. We're talking to it through the pinwheel, and we're just like, if you stop spin for no, keep spin for yes. And like, we had that kind of method.
Yeah.
And it answered all of our questions like really well. Like, it was kind of scary accurate,
Yeah.
and it was freaky. So we're just like, okay, whatever. We're leaving.
Yeah.
All of the pots for like the plants and everything by people's graves, like all of that kind of stuff was pushed over, and like it was all going towards that grave.
Nah. My like side of my face just went like, I don't know.
My
Tingly.
back feels weird.
It was here. All of the pots would be like,
Once again, no negative energies are allowed to stick with us or follow us home or
Positive intention scream.
let me finish my shit. No negative energies are allowed to interact with us, interfere with us, follow us home in any way, shape, or form. We do not allow you to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You can. There's the door. There's the door. There's also like another time. All the pots were still down. Nobody picked them up yet. The grass was still dead. There's like 2 or 3 gravestones tipped over.
Oh.
Facing that way too.
Jesus.
They're like tipped that way
My Lord.
towards the grave. Anyway, I didn't go to that graveyard for like a year. I was like, hell nah.
Why do you have the flag in your pants? Spooky. Hopefully this footage is still there and hopefully we don't die on the way home.
Don't say that.
Positivity
Positive
only.
intentions. Positive intentions.
I do not allow anyone to harm me or anybody else in this car or anybody watching this video.
Wow.
You are safe. You are alright.
The amount of times that shit has happened after I watch a Sam and Colby video.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I could go into one, but I'm not going to publicly. This has been the Cha0tic Sandwich podcast. Here's half a sandwich. Ha 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 ha.
The other sandwich is in my stomach.
I'm
Oh,
Ted
it's in my stomach.
Nivison.
I'm Charlie Slimesicle.
I'm Jay Schlott.
And
This
Piglet.
is not the Cha0tic Sandwich
No, it's
podcast. We lied to you.
This is
We're
the
live.
Swagcast.
This has been the Swagcast. We hope we've been entertaining enough for you. I'm Cha0tic Zone.
I'm Gray.
I'm Ultra.
And we hope you enjoy. We have email that you can send in video or topic ideas to, any feedback. It's not going to be on screen.
What if I edit it on the screen?
I'm not. This isn't even my video to edit. This isn't my turn.
No, I just edit this part of the video. So then you
It's
can
just this
edit
part
the
of
rest.
it.
Yep.
Maybe it'll finally be on screen. I guess it's finally going to be on screen after episode 8.
Hello. My name is Dan.
Anyways,
No. Okay.
we hope you enjoy.